Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Immaculate Training Pro Exposure Camp here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are about to tip off game number 2 of the day. Curtis Withers, number 114, getting ready to jump against Mike Bland, number 115 in the white. Team Italy versus Team Germany. Team Italy in the road blues. Team Germany in the home whites. Game 2 about to tip. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. I'm glad you guys are here with me, and they're trying to get the, I think they're trying to get the music turned down a little bit here. But, so here, let me give you the quick rundown as we're getting ready to tip. And I'm trying to work this out right now. We got 20-minute running halves until about the last 2 minutes. And then they'll do normal stoppages of the clock. Now what I'll do is I'll do my best to give you the names and the numbers of the players you're watching. For everybody I either know or have. And we're getting ready to tip. And right away, Bland wins the tip, but you can't tip the ball to yourself, and that's going to be a turnover right away. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So we've got that going on. We're going to try to reduce our audio just a bit. Cut back on the music, and hopefully they'll work on that a little bit. But battle outside, Curtis Withers now comes up with the ball. Drives, kicks it to the outside. That shot is short. Players working around, trying to get some shots. Now, Withers, who has the ball there and gives it up, has played a lot overseas. Talked to him over the years a couple of times. When I had done, most specifically, I think most recently when I had written some stuff for the international basketball site, Eurobasket, because Curtis has many years of experience playing overseas. Played in Korea most recently, I believe. I'll have to ask him about that. Turkey or Korea, I think. Sorry, Curtis, I'll check up with you after the game and get that squared away. But anyway, I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports, as I said. And we are underway here. Inbound, no good. Battle for the ball. And that looked like Larry Scott came up with that rebound, number 69. Over to Felipe Harris, and now to the top. Reginald Bratton, number 79, with the ball working against Titus Robinson. Now Bratton, there's a switch, and Mike Bland has him, and now they get it inside. Kick it out to Withers. Withers is going to take the deep three ball, no good. Rebounded by Daniel Mack. Now he's going to push it. There's going to be a foul on the floor. Now, running clock, so it's not going to stop. We're not going to get stoppages in play for free throws. We will get them for timeouts, so that's good. The players can use that, but it doesn't give it much advantage to get a foul call other than to just show that you can shoot free throws. So Mike Bland being guarded by Withers out at the top, forced to give the ball up, and now that's going to be a turnover, I think, or that's just going to be slapped away. They're going to inbound here at the mid-court. Still no score early. Rebound by Kevin Powell. Powell in transition, stops, up, strong, off the basket, and I believe he's going to draw the foul. And that may give Kevin Powell a chance to be the first to get in the scorebook today. And they still have not turned on the music. I think they're working on it. There we go. So Powell puts it through. Well, we thought we had it worked out, but no. Here we go. But Powell's first shot is good, and we're in the scoring book. So scoring not coming easy so far for these guys. Not working out yet. 2-0 now, the away team. And we're going to do our best to keep in sync with the scorer's table here to our right. but I will not promise that we're going to be exact. A lot of international scouts here in the building today. Inside, Mike Bland over the top. No good, rebounded by Curtis Withers. Withers pushes it ahead quickly. Not a cross-court pass. Looked like Larry Scott was trying to feed it in with the hard baseball pass to Curtis Withers, but it just didn't work out for them. So now the home team is going the other way, and I think we may have gotten the issues with the overhead music taken care of. Still 2-0, low scoring so far. Neither team able to find a rhythm yet. Mike Bland, deep outside shot, no good there by number 63, Daniel Mack. Nobody finding the range yet. Now here's Felipe Harris. If you watched the earlier broadcast, I did briefly mention Harris, very quick guard. And that one rolls around but out. Still struggling. Both teams looking to find some offense here. They're getting their shots, but nothing's really dropping for them early, so expect that to pick up as we move along. Here's Bland against Withers. Good matchup inside here. Bland bounces off. Shot no good. Good defense there by Curtis Withers. And we've got a bucket. They're going to say no shot. So out of bounds. So Curtis is like, man, what are you talking about? I said, I was shooting. I have to agree with you, Curtis. It looked like you were shooting to me. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I am actually sitting very close, and I love this. I'm actually sitting so close, I'm almost on the bench down here. So I may be talking to the players from time to time. So if it sounds like I'm having a conversation in the middle of the game, that's probably what's happening. But that's what we do here at Netcast Sports. We bring you in the gym, right? Ball knocked out. Still going to stay with Team Italy in the Road Blues. Felipe Harris going to the bench and bringing in a shooter, Jose Ortiz. Sorry, Jose. Of all people, I should be able to say Jose correctly. But Ortiz immediately gives him a good shooting touch coming in right away, so hopefully he'll come in with a hot hand even though he hasn't played yet today. Withers now trying to back down Bland, and that's going to be a push on Mike Bland, and that is not going to be a shooting foul, I don't believe. I believe nope, that's going to be under the basket, and Ortiz will inbounds. He gets it in to Bratton. Bratton up over the top, no good. Battle for the rebound. Mike Bland comes up with it, number 115, kicks it out. To Titus Robinson, and now got another bucket. And we've adjusted the score just a bit. So these teams have not had a lot of offense here. Over 7 minutes gone in the first half, running clock, but over 7 minutes gone and 6 points of offense between both teams. Powell, deep outside shot, looked good coming off his wrist, but too strong. Powell back to Bratton, and that's going to be a foul. And we're still stuck at 4-2 as we near the 12-minute mark. So these guys looking to pick up their offense. Reginald Bratton now to the line, number 79 for Team Italy. And that rim is tight in the second game. Neither team being able to find the range. And you know, and I'll be blunt, there's some guys out here who I know can score. Jose Ortiz, Felipe Harris, for sure. Kevin Powell, I've seen go on runs, and Daniel Mack, Titus Robinson. I mean, you got some good big men in there. Curtis Withers and Mike Bland. So I don't expect this to stay too tight, but right now these teams are really struggling finding offense. Maybe they would say, no, we're playing great defense, Marcus. That's not what it is. It's not about the offense. And there's a foul. Daniel Mack found himself matched up against the bigger Curtis Withers inside and was forced to foul, and that's going to send Withers to the line. Offense hard to come by at this point. And Withers gets a much-needed free throw. Now tough defense at midcourt, and I think they got Larry Scott with the call on Anthony Holman. Or defending Anthony Holman. And so now Team Italy is going to pick up full court. They want to press. Ortiz defending the inbounds. They do get it into Holman. Daniel Mack saving it, keeping it, preventing it from going into the backcourt. Drive, kick to the outside, no good. Terrell Horton's shot short, but they're able to clean it up and get a couple points. And we are down to the 9.5-minute mark now, 6-4. Offense very hard to come by here. Feed inside and score. And I believe that was J.P. Howman that scored, another long big man. Shovel pass and finish by Curtis Withers. And Withers has been responsible for a lot of the early offense, as scarce as it has been for both teams. Ortiz with the shot, good. Gets his first shot, and that drops. And I said Ortiz is a shooter, and we've got timeout on the floor, and that is going to stop the clock. So as I said at the top of the broadcast, I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. You can follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports, and that will allow you to do one of the coolest things you can imagine, which is keep up with grassroots, pro, everything we do. We would love to help you keep up with all of the games. I'll be honest, sometimes, well, this is actually what I think is one of the coolest things about what we do is we are in the gym all the time. We love the grassroots scene. We love being involved, and we'd like to bring you with us if we can. We know you can't always get to the gym, wherever that may be, may not know about the games that are coming up. Suddenly there's a game of pro players or something in an area. We show up and we'll film the game, broadcast the game, and then you're asking, well, how am I supposed to know about that? Well, if you follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports or you're on our mailing list, there's a good chance that you'll be in the know about what's going on. We'll tweet it out. We'll say, we got a game coming up tomorrow, 8 p.m., and it'll be on demand. But if you want to watch it live or whatever, at least you know it's coming up and you won't miss it. So, but definitely check us out at Twitter. I am Marcus Shockley. You can follow me on Twitter at M_Shockley. If you want to tweet at me, direct message me, whatever, say, hey, I'd love to have you guys come out to our facility or what have you. We'd love to talk to you about it. We do have some that are good for advertisers and, good to reach regional markets, and even when our national games, we have some of that, but I'm not going to go into too much of that in the broadcast here. But back in action here, battle for the rebound. Neither team still really finding an offensive flow yet. Bland with the rebound, working it around. Deep outside shot there from Titus Robinson. Now fast court, there's Ortiz again, shooter. That time it doesn't drop for him. But Ortiz can heat up in a hurry. And right now, most of the offense coming from, at least early going, has come from Curtis Withers, who now leaves the ball game. He's going to get a rest. Tyrell Horton now gives the ball up. Feed inside to Titus Robinson, and he draws the foul. And he's going to go to the line. Clock continues to run, but that's the way it works until we get down to that 2-minute mark, and then they'll be able to stop the clock. Robinson shot good. They need that offense. I mean, right now, every point could make the difference at this early stage. This has been a really low-scoring first half. But these and we don't have a shot clock. They're not going to need it. We didn't need it in the first game. These guys are looking to get their shots, so that's not really going to be an issue. So just like in pro, guys can put up points in a hurry, so there's not really too much concern about that. They're just trying to work out and show some of these scouts. Good putback there by J.P. Howman. They're trying to show some of these scouts what they can do on the floor. Howman with a nice little touch. And now he's come in and been a little bit of an offense right away. He's got 4 quick points right inside around the rim. Great length, good touch, good bounce. Feed inside, ball. And that's going to go off of Team Italy and stay with Team Germany. And Italy in the road blues, Germany in the home whites. Inside there, Titus Robinson wants to go up with it and score. Titus Robinson, number 96, with a quick 2. There's Felipe Harris, quick guard, stop, shoots, and that would have been a 3 if it had gone. You can see those players are using that FIBA ball for the international play. And one additional note, you see on the floor that dotted 3-point line that's there. That's specifically big for this event. As Titus Robinson goes back to the line, trying to get some offense. He's been one of their bright spots early, but that shot doesn't go for him. And that one's good. Second shot good. Harris being picked up in the backcourt by Anthony Holman. Pick set by Howman. Pick and roll didn't develop. Kicks outside to Powell. Powell shot too strong. Harris with the rebound. Gets it to Ortiz. Ortiz thought about the floater, then saw he had a little bit of space and tried to get in closer for a better shot. Probably would have wanted to take that first shot. Didn't realize how open he was. Or didn't realize he would be that open. I'm sure he knew how open he was. And Jose, if you're listening to this, I get it. You're like, I know how open I was. I just wanted to get in for a better look. Mike Bland now to the line, number 115, the big man. Still offense sparse at this point. Bland able to get hits the second of 2 free throws. Reginald Bratton back in the game now. Number 79 running the point. Little in and out move with the dribble. Gets underneath, but the ball's lost. Picked up by Daniil Mack. Mack on the break, scoop, and score by Daniil Mack. That's nice. That's nice. And he's got the hoop and the harm, and he's going to go to the line. We're still not at the point where we're going to stop the clock, but Daniil Mack, good size, good length. Slipped right in there between the defense and a little scoop shot. And just like that, he's cut the lead to 2. He's got a chance to cut it to 1 right here with the old-fashioned 3-point play, but unfortunately unable to convert. Rebound by Reginald Bratton, and now going the other way. Battle inside. Howman comes up with it. Shovel pass to Bratton, outside to Harris, and 3 ball by Felipe Harris. So now offense starting to flow just a little bit better. Feed inside, open look, and score by Tyrell Horton. Ball slapped away. It's going to stay with Team Italy. Bratton driving, crossover, slips under. Good for Reginald Bratton. And both teams really, it took them about 18 minutes. Oh, well, I guess it's unfair. Probably about 15 minutes of the first half to start figuring out their offenses. And now they're starting to get that flowing a little better. Tough shot there. Bland is able to corral that one and finds a cutting Titus Robinson for the two-handed slam to keep this one close early. And we are about a minute and a half away from halftime. Shot by Powell, no good. Rebound, no good. Put back by Howman, no good. And we've got a foul out here on Reginald Bratton, Titus Robinson. I don't believe they're actually counting the fouls, like keeping up with the number of fouls. We don't have any stat keepers or anything like that. And, that's just, we don't want these guys to be fouling out while they're trying to play in front of, pro scouts. I mean, that's not really the point of them being out here. We do have a foul now. I believe we need to adjust our clock. I'm sitting right here with the clock operator, so I'm trying to coordinate my efforts and our efforts over here with their efforts. Now here's Powell. Deep shot by Harris, no good. Rebounded by Mike Bland. Turnover there at midcourt. And that's a wide open look there for Mike Bland. One of the best looks he's going to have all day. And the home team, Team Germany, has come roaring back of sorts to take the lead. Now by one as the half is quickly dwindling to a close. So you have to wonder, the strategy of these games is more just to get good open spacing and work and show what you could do, but home team staying with it and coming back on Team Italy with Curtis Withers on the bench over there. However, Reginald Bratton at the line. I apologize. I think we let our clock expire, but just a few seconds left in this one. This is it. I think we got one play left in us here. See what they can come up with. And that's going to do it for the first half. So a quick break here, about 2 or 3 minutes. And we will be back, and they're overzealous with the buzzer there. But we'll be back in just a few moments. Back in action here for the second half at the 2015 Immaculate Training Pro Exposure Camp here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks for joining me. If you were here or not here for the first half, I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports, and you're watching as Kevin Powell takes that shot and Curtis Withers tracks it down. You're watching Team Italy in the road blues and Team Germany in the home whites. And that is purely for descriptive purposes, but it's also a nod to the fact that these guys are playing mostly overseas, and that's going to be off the hands of Reginald Bratton, so not an over and back as Anthony Holman keeps possession. But I will do my best to keep giving you the guys the numbers and names, and that's going to be a turnover. Now, we do have a running clock as we hit the first half, so until we get to the last 2 minutes, we're not going to worry about that too much. Felipe Harris pushes the ball up to Bratton. Shot's too strong. Feed inside to Mike Bland, working against Curtis Withers. This has been a fun matchup to watch. Bland misses, gets his own rebound, goes back up, and I believe they're going to call a foul, and that should be a shooting foul. It is, and they're going to send number 115, Mike Bland, to the line. We really struggled to score in the first 15 minutes of the first half, before players started getting their groove. Things have kind of opened up just a bit more now. Bland scores the first points of the second, but we've got a lane violation. And that second shot by Bland is not going to count. Playing some old school Dougie Fresh here in the building. These guys are all adult players. I don't know if these guys are old enough to remember Dougie Fresh as well as I remember Dougie Fresh. So. Shot rims out, rebounded by Curtis Withers. Nice look-ahead pass, bounce pass by Felipe Harris. Bland inside and score. Nice little spin move by Bland to get away from the defender. There's Powell in the open floor. And that's going to be a turnover, I believe. As J.P. Howman comes back in for the road team, as well as Donnell Mack for the home team. Anthony Holman still working against Felipe Harris. Holman running the point. Almost got a switch opportunity, but the momentary confusion on the defense, and he decided to take advantage of it and score inside. And now we're going the other way. Harris now with the ball, and he's going to go directly against Holman. There's Withers against Bland. Withers stops from the outside. Nice deep shot from Withers. There's Mack. Deep shot outside by Mack. Rims in and out. Knocked around. Bratton got a hand on it. There's Harris. Over to Bratton. Kicks it back to Harris. Harris driving. Finds a gap. Shoots. No good. Howman almost was able to get it, wrap it up and dunk it, but rebounded by Bland. And there's a foul on the floor. Probably in the act of shooting. And that is going to send Titus Robinson to the line. Robinson, very athletic, explosive player. Plays above the rim. Harris trying to use that screen from Withers. Can't really get free. Withers got it. Thinks about a three. Decides to take the three. Shot doesn't fall for him. Transition bucket. No. Withers ends up being there and gathers that one up. Now he wants to go coast to coast. Loses the handle at the last minute. Holman wraps it up. Baseball pass knocked away. That speed of Harris is incredible. Now Ortiz comes up with it. Bad spacing all around, but poor defense and offense here. Both teams getting a little sloppy in the open court, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, in the open court on Withers. And we've got some substitutions on the floor. Bland is going to go to the bench. Donnell Mack driving over the top. Good by Donnell Mack. For Donnell. Powell to Harris. Harris wants to go inside to J.P. Hallman. Hallman over the top. Too strong. Tracked down by Titus Robinson. He wants to pull it out. Defense does get back. Robinson crossover, gets inside, and he's going to be fouled, and I believe that is definitely going to be a shooting foul. Reginald Bratton comes back in. And Robinson's second shot good. So even though the offense has picked up quite a bit here, I mean, from the early first, like I said, 12, 15 minutes of the game, still been low scoring overall. Mack now wants to pick, and there's going to be a foul on the outside there. As Mack wanted to drive, and Bratton fouled him. That's going to be inbounded on the far side. That's a deep shot there, and rattled in by Anthony Hallman. That's a three and then some. Felipe Harris, very quick guard. Inside to Withers. And Withers, this is the thing about Withers. He's a pro. He's played a lot. You always can tell he's got poise. You kind of know exactly what he wants to do. There's a different approach to the game when you have played professionally, and you've had to battle, all over the world and play physically inside. As Withers there seals up. I mean, you just learn the game so well. Play for different coaches. And let me talk to you about that just a little bit. If you're a young guy or whatever, you want to play overseas, you have to understand that the pro game overseas is nothing like what you may be familiar with the NBA. And what I mean by that is that guaranteed contracts are not very common in other parts of the world, and you literally could get picked up by a team, and like one of these guys could be picked up by a team, and they may be flown to Serbia or Korea or somewhere like that, and they might show up and they might play one half of one game, and they may be cut and be heading back home, and even it may not even be they get many minutes. They might get 3 or 4 minutes, or maybe not even get in the game, and they won't get playing time. And then there's guys who they go overseas, like the organizer of the event, Brandis Rayleigh Ross. We got a timeout on the floor, and that's going to stop the clock. But Brandis, played overseas, had a very successful career, still plays, and guys like Curtis and Brandis and some of these guys, they have had good careers overseas. You can make a good career for yourself, but it's just a different game, a different way the contracts work. the travel is different. You know, it can be very extreme. It can be a lot of bus rides. It can be a lot of things like that. I mean, there's different levels. That's another thing maybe a lot of people in the United States don't really understand is you could be playing in Italy, but you might not be playing at the highest level, the highest division, so to speak. So, you know, you have different level of opponents, different pay grades, all that kind of stuff. You know, you want to be playing at the highest level in the biggest leagues if you can, and that's sort of the goal. But two-handed jam inside by Robinson. We got a foul on the floor. You know, Bratton is a good shooter. He's definitely shown that he can, once he gets to the line, he's very reliable there. Definitely not a guy you want to put on the line, especially if you're hoping to make in a comeback situation. He's not the guy. Robinson shot too strong. That's going to stay with the home team. Feed inside by Mike Bland. Withers. Oh, I think he's okay. The way he fell, it kind of made me worried there for a second. It kind of looked like maybe he slipped. Now, it's not a lot of humidity in the building. I almost said there was a lot of humidity, but I do notice that it's very quick. The floor is a little slick. And, of course, the players, these guys, are well aware that they do not want any condensation on the floor or anything like that. So every time somebody falls, they're quick to jump on it and kind of look and make sure that they don't need to do some cleanup. So you don't want to get an ACL or MCL injury, and that's exactly what basketball is a high-risk sport for ACL injuries as it is. And you don't want ankles and knees and things like that to be injured just because you're not careful with how you're maintaining the floor. So that's what these guys are well aware of. Feed inside to Bland, over the top, bounces out, no good, rebounded by Bratton. Now we're going the other direction. Bratton with the in and out dribble. Gets inside, wants to post up, decides not to, pulls it back out, and he's going to reset. Spacing pretty good there on defense. And rebound by Mike Bland. He gives it up to Mack. Mack drives, spin, and score by Donnell Mack. Really nice shot there. He's got that quick slicing shot there where he can get around the defender with his length and just throw it up off the square. I really like that's something that I really like when guys are aware you don't have to go for the home run shot. You don't have to go for the dunk on everybody. Even if you can dunk on guys, which most of these guys can. You don't have to. It's sometimes better to just use a little misdirection, use your length to get around them, and then lobbing it up off the backboard with practice can be a very effective weapon. That's exactly what Mack is showing right there. He's done that a couple of times. Feed inside to Howman, over the top. No good. That's going to be a push underneath as they were battling for the rebound. Inside to Robinson. Robinson goes up, ball knocked away and out of bounds. It's going to stay on this end of the floor. And we've hit another one of those little scoring droughts over the last couple of minutes. Oh, Mike Bland falls to the floor. I hope, again, we've had some issues with the slickness on the floor. Seems to be okay. Kind of shaking it off. And they're going to check it out there. So we're going to inbounds. Today's game being brought to you on Netcast Sports. You can check out all of our broadcasts on netcastsports.com. And as I spoke at length earlier, you can follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports. We'll bring you AAU, high school, college, pro, like we're doing today. Sometimes, if you know what, honestly, if we will find a really good pickup game with some big name people or some guys that are really can ball, like we'll be there. That's how much we love the game, and you know we've done some football and we'll do some other sports, but you know it's always great. One of the things we try to do is just sort of get people into these games where they can see it like as if they were here. And they can get a chance to experience the entire world of basketball, not just, you know, the NBA Finals, or maybe, you know, they might hear about some high-profile college basketball recruit. It's like, well, we're pretty immersed in this world. I've been a scout for many years, moved more into the broadcasting in the past couple of years. Really enjoy bringing those to people, but we love the game, and I hope it shows from our broadcasts, and hopefully we can bring you some games you might not have known about or might not have seen at Netcast Sports, and I hope you'll check it out. You know, you can hit us up on Twitter. I'm always open to guys, anybody letting us know games, what they like, don't like, what they'd like to see, you know, what we can do for them. We always want to know. Nice shot there by Harris. And we've got a stoppage. But here's the thing: they're stopping the game, but the clock. This isn't really a stoppage situation. I think he could have. Well, I mean, you know, doesn't want to have to keep playing, but he could have just stopped and tied his shoe, I guess. But you know, that's the thing is, running clock. AAU, you might be a little bit more used to it when you get to be, you know, and you play basketball a lot. You do know how a running clock works, but you know, at this level, it's like sometimes guys get so good at playing basketball, they understand every nuance of the game. They know how to talk to the refs. They know when to stop the clock and everything. And so they don't change just because the clock is continuing to run. They still play ball like a pro, you know. There's Mack. Kicks it outside. That shot is blocked. Horton's shot. There's Ortiz. The old playground play. Turns around and throws it off a defender. Jose Ortiz and his team will keep possession. Or obtain possession as inbound to Felipe Harris. Harris between his legs dribble. Over the top into Hallman. Shot off, and they're going to call. I'm not sure what the call is there. We got some issues with the clock, I think. Curtis Withers is getting ready to check back in along with Larry Scott Jr. Well, they did call a foul, so we were going to – we are adjusting the clock. We're doing everything. The Hallman shot no good. I just heard one of the players say, ball don't lie. They didn't like the call, I guess. So now we're under 2 minutes, so we will get normal stoppages at this point. Dish by Robinson underneath the Bland, ball knocked away, and it's going to stay with Team Germany. Just a minute and a half left in this one. That's going to be a travel, I think. Side out on the other side. It has been a low-scoring game. There's no denying that. I don't know if it's just cold shooting. I mean, a lot of errant shots. I don't know if we were looking at the tougher defense. But for whatever reason, these players have not been able to get in a consistent groove throughout this one. There's Bland with a strong rebound. Gets it out to Mack. I mean, there have been a few players who've been able to get their buckets. Hopefully the scouts have seen enough to see what these guys can do. They'll get another chance. Most of these guys are going to play more than one game. Nice dunk there by Titus Robinson on the feed from Mike Bland. We're getting down to under 30 seconds here, so both teams looking to cram in as much offense as they can in the last half minute. Withers got tangled up inside, pops back out to get the ball, gives it back up to Reginald Bratton. Bratton's deep shot, that drains it. We're eking out every last second here if we can, I believe. Whatever we can do here. Players are working this clock now. As much as can be done, I suppose. Mack drives, kick inside, and another stop. So Mack at the line. And that is going to do it. 46-41, the home team with the win. That wraps up game 2 here at the Immaculate Training Pro Exposure Camp. And we are going to be back with you for the third game of the day in just a few minutes, so we'll see you then.